What if Ahsoka faced Anakin on Mustafar, Part 2? Due to popular demand, we're returning to this idea and seeing what the will of the Force may be. Anakin and Padme settle down on a remote farm on Ryloth. They spend the next few weeks establishing their new home. Despite this, neither can escape the shadow of war looming over them. Anakin fought to ensure this planet's freedom, but they traded one occupier for another. Padme has her doubts as well. Seeing the suffering people experience up close reminds her of why she became a senator. Despite that, they both try to keep their heads down and remind themselves that others are there to fight for Ryloth. That is until a Holonet transmission shows Cham Syndulla being arrested for supposedly attempting to assassinate Senator Orn Free Taa. The imperial troops also arrest all his supporters and family. There is now a bounty on the head of Hera, the teenage daughter of the general. The two look at each other and realize the same thing. Neither can bear to watch this suffering and decide to do something. Leaving their kids with Cut, Anakin and Padme journey to the capital to rescue the Syndullas. The two go in disguise, blending among the crowds in the city. There they see hundreds of clones marching through the streets. They decide to split up, with Anakin creating a distraction while Padme sneaks inside to rescue the political prisoners. Anakin approaches the outer defenses and notices a group of clones near a fighter tank. He uses the Force to dislodge a small crate from a nearby rooftop, drawing the troopers from their posts. Seizing the opportunity, Anakin slips through the gap and hops inside the fighter tank. A smile forms on his face as he activates the controls. Padme approaches one of the entrances to the Imperial headquarters just as blaster fire from the nearby street pulls the guards away. Once they are out of sight, she slips into the entrance and makes her way to the detention level. As she navigates the hallways, she hears the faintest rustle behind her. Spinning around and pulling out her blaster, she finds herself face to face with a shadowy figure.
Senator?
The figure steps into the light, revealing himself as Hunter. Behind him, Echo, Tech, and Wrecker emerge from the darkness.
Senator, what are you doing here?
Apparently the same thing you are.
If you are here, would the most logical conclusion be that the chaos outside is...
Anakin. Yes.
If we knew you were going to do that, I would have volunteered to steal the tank.
Hunter begins forming a plan. The Bad Batch will handle the guards and secure the landing pad while Padme rescues Cham and the others. Padme and Echo head towards the lower levels where the prisoners are being held. Echo hurls a grenade that unleashes a cloud of smoke, blinding the few guards who try to wipe their visors. The two raise their pistols and take out the guards before they can recover. Padme activates the cell doors, revealing Cham and his fighters who take the fallen clones' weapons. The group retraces their steps and meets up with the Bad Batch. However, another figure is with them, the garrison commander, Captain Hauser. He explains that a squad of clones is outside to arrest them, but he will buy them time to escape. Hauser manages to win them over, and even convinces a few of his men to join him. However, the defectors are arrested. The last one to escape is Anakin, who watches Hauser being taken away. Padme watches Cham and Hera reunite while Anakin stands nearby, his eyes meeting Hunter's with a silent understanding. Although Anakin desperately wants to remain out of the Empire's reach, he realizes that avoiding it is now impossible. Anakin contacts Captain Rex and tells him about Hauser. The clone's face darkens at the news.
I was worried about that. Unfortunately, it isn't anything new. There have been multiple reports of clones who question orders starting to disappear.
Oh, well, if you need help tracking them, I'm here to help.
You, sir? I thought you wanted to sit this war out.
Well, that might not be an option anymore. I don't think I can sit by and let all of this happen.
Well then, sir. I'm happy to let you into my network.
He offers Anakin a meetup point at Sid's bar to discuss things further. Padme agrees to go too, not wanting to be separated from Anakin again, though the twins will remain with Cut. On Ord Mantell, Anakin reunites with his captain, but to his surprise, Ahsoka is there too, as she is also helping the Resistance Network. They have been trying to figure out where these clones are being taken, but so far he hasn't been able to find any leads. Hauser is the perfect opportunity to change that. Padme helps organize the network on Pantora, using her connections to gather supplies and support for the group. Meanwhile, Anakin and Rex organize a rescue mission for Hauser, having Sham's fighters spy on the prison until a prison transport leaves the system. Anakin pilots the shuttle towards the transport as it leaves hyperspace. In the gunner seats, Rex and Ahsoka fire at the transport's defenses before attaching a maintenance airlock. Echo cuts through the airlock door, allowing them to board the ship. The squad fires through the hallway, cutting down the Imperial soldiers. With Anakin and Ahsoka there, the stormtroopers face a nearly impenetrable wall that deflects each of their shots. With a powerful force push, Anakin throws the guards aside before cutting through the blast doors of the jail cell, revealing Captain Hauser and his clones. Rex frees the prisoners while Echo, Ahsoka, and the rebel clones rush to the bridge to recover whatever data they can. As Hauser and the others prepare to leave, footsteps echo down the corridor. A clone assassin appears, flanked by clone commandos.
It seems Crosshair's report was right. You are indeed alive. The Emperor will be pleased.
The assassin's eyes narrow, and he raises his vibrosword. The commandos spread out, readying their electrostaves. Anakin ignites his lightsaber. The corridor erupts into chaos as blaster bolts fly and lightsabers whirl. Anakin engages the assassin directly, feeling the electricity spark each time their weapons meet. The clone is fast and coordinated, and each time Anakin leaves himself open, the commandos try to rush him.
Get Hauser and the others to the shuttle.
As they evacuate, Echo and Ahsoka manage to download whatever data they can. They retrieve a location, Tanis, before the databanks are erased. Meanwhile, Anakin pushes forward, his lightsaber clashing with the assassin's blade. The clone commandos press their attack. From the corner of his eye, Anakin sees this and whirls to the side at the last second, allowing the staff to strike the assassin across the chest. He bats aside the assassin's sword and brings his lightsaber up, slashing it across his arm. The other commando tries to help, but Anakin catches his staff with his robotic arm. Though the electricity courses through him, he manages to headbutt the clone and knock him out. The last commando tries to stop Anakin, but Anakin advances with his lightsaber in hand and forces him back. The commando does his best to defend himself, but each blow only delays the inevitable, as Anakin forces him into a corner. Anakin senses movement behind him and lunges to the side as the clone assassin fires his pistol. The shot hits the commando instead, while Anakin slams the hilt of his lightsaber into the assassin. With all three incapacitated, he drags them back to the shuttle. Back on Pantora, the Resistance is greeted by Senator Chuchi, who reveals her desire to help the clones and set up a colony on Pantora. She has previously fought for the clones' rights in the Senate, but found her efforts thwarted by Palpatine. For the next few weeks, the Resistance continues to gather more supplies and rescue clones to build up their base. Padme tries to gather support by contacting trustworthy allies. She reveals herself only to them as proof of Palpatine's deception. As she gathers more information, she slowly builds a case against Palpatine that Chuchi can use against him. Anakin continues to interrogate the assassin to try and gather more information. Despite this, the trooper remains resistant to all of Anakin's efforts, only providing cryptic answers and saying,
Your time will come.
Not long after, the Bad Batch contacts them, saying they have rescued Crosshair and Omega, who managed to escape Tanis. They reveal everything going on there and offer to lead them back inside. Anakin, Ahsoka, Echo, Padme, and Rex agree to help, while the rest of the Resistance organizes itself. They link up with Clone Force 99 and make their way to Tanis base. Using Crosshair's knowledge of its defenses, they disable the outer security system and sneak inside. As they enter, Anakin feels a disturbance wash over him. its power intensifying with every step they take deeper inside. He clutches the side of his head and groans, with Padme steadying him.
Annie, is something wrong?
I don't know. This whole place, it doesn't feel right. It's as if the Force itself is crying out.
I sense it too. Something is going on here. We need to figure out what's happening.
All right. Let's split up.
Rex and the rest of the Bad Batch continue rescuing the prisoners, while Ahsoka, Anakin, and Padme try to find the source of this disturbance. As they head deeper, Padme makes sure to record everything. Their search leads them to the databanks and laboratories of Project Necromancer. They begin to access the computers, and while there's a lot of complex scientific data they don't understand, Anakin and Ahsoka do understand the goal of this project: to clone Force users. The Jedi's eyes widen as they realize the gravity of the situation. They must destroy this data and prevent anyone from using it. Padme saves a few bits of it, not enough to be usable, but enough to use as evidence. Taking her lightsaber, Ahsoka slashes through the different terminals while Anakin closes his eyes and begins concentrating. He lifts an arm and takes a deep breath, channeling the Force to lift the terminals off the ground and throwing them into the labs, where they go up in a burst of sparks and flames. Padme finishes it off by dropping a grenade that destroys whatever is left. Anakin and Ahsoka immediately feel better and depart to meet with the Bad Batch. Clone Force 99 manages to free the prisoners, but as they make their way to the exit, a group in dark armor blocks their path. Anakin steps in front of his troops protectively as the CX clones ready their weapons. They wield batons, staves, and blasters. Ahsoka steps beside Anakin and readies her weapons.
Well, this just got interesting.
Padme and Rex escort the prisoners to safety, while the Jedi and Clone Force 99 hold the attackers back. The largest of the CX troopers charges forward, his vibro gauntlets crackling with electricity. He barrels through them and sends the Bad Batch flying back. Ahsoka and Anakin manage to dodge just as the others open fire on them. Anakin pulls another clone closer, but he thrusts his staff out, forcing Anakin to jump back. Ahsoka attacks from behind, but the CX trooper whirls and holds her off just as a third trooper joins the fight, slashing a pair of vibroblades. His swift and precise movements force Ahsoka to dodge and defend herself. The clone advances on her just as Hunter intercepts his next attack and joins in. Meanwhile, Echo fires a few shots at the CX trooper fighting Anakin, distracting him long enough for the Jedi to throw him back. The last CX clone hangs back, firing his sniper and forcing the Jedi to divert their attention while Wrecker grapples with the larger CX trooper. The hallway is soon filled with the sparks of blades and electricity mixed with the crackle of lightsabers. Neither side gives any ground as these veterans prepare to fight to the bitter end. Ahsoka and Hunter slowly step back as the vibroblade-wielding clone advances on them. He spins and lunges at them, trying to score a lucky shot. As he moves towards Hunter, Ahsoka makes her move. The two intentionally overextend him by giving him ground, then suddenly charge him. He scores a gash against Hunter's armor, but Ahsoka plunges her blade into him. Meanwhile, Anakin continues to duck and weave under the CX clone staff. Echo stays just out of reach, trying to land more hits. However, this clone is fast and scores several glancing shots, each one sending sparks across Anakin's body. This only enrages him further, ignoring the electrifying crackling and using it to pull the clone forward and elbow him. As he stumbles around, Echo finishes him off with a few more shots to the head. The body doesn't even hit the ground when the sniper fires at them again. This time, Ahsoka helps by blocking his attacks, freeing Anakin to help Wrecker. Though the large Bad Batch member is strong, the CX clone is beating him into the ground, with Wrecker struggling to protect himself from the electrical currents shocking him. But as the Imperial soldier prepares to bring his fists down on him, Anakin lunges and slashes the trooper's leg off. This respite is all Wrecker needs. He slowly rises to his feet and catches the CX trooper's fist just as he tries to punch him. Then he slams his head against his opponent in a vicious headbutt that cracks the trooper's skull. Seeing his squad fall, the CX sniper continues firing at Ahsoka until one shot hits her shoulder and sends her flying back. Wrecker responds by picking up a piece of debris and hurling it at the sniper. Anakin leaps over to him and finishes the trooper off with his lightsaber.
All right, let's get out of here.
The rest hurry to the exit, but Anakin pauses, feeling another wave of nausea. It is not as serious as before, but he feels something drawing him towards the fallen CX trooper's holodisc. As Anakin picks it up, he finds Palpatine smiling back at him.
You disappoint me, my apprentice.
I am not your apprentice, Sith Lord.
Oh, is that so? Were you simply planning on packing up and leaving? Going off somewhere to be a farmer? If so, you did a terrible job of hiding yourselves.
Don't try to come after me or my family. Otherwise, I'll make you regret it. Palpatine lets out a low chuckle and spreads his arms out.
As you wish, Jedi. But the same can't be said for the clones. I will be seeing them soon. Thank you for revealing their location to me.
That's our theory. The Star Wars universe is a galaxy filled with exciting stories and possibilities, and we love exploring them. If you want to accompany us on this journey to a galaxy far, far away, then please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.